Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Wings by POW 101. As you can see, this is a very pretty mod. It works really lovely for the animations and a lot of the designs. It's a little bit OP in some ways, but it is highly configurable so that you can reduce how strong it can be. To give you an example of all the things that this mod adds, you can see the list here. Pretty much it's several sets of wings. You've got some bat blood, an amethyst, fairy dust, amethyst ore, and fairy dust ore. Now the primary building blocks of any of the wing sets is going to be the requirement of fairy dust as well as some sort of diamond or gold, etc. If you look up the use for it, you've got several pages of the different recipes, as you can see here, some of which may make things look like, oh wow, okay, I've got these slime ones that just require some slime, diamonds, gold, and fairy dust. And then you look at a different one that might require dragon's breath. Well, what the heck? Why would this one require it? They all perform the same way. They all look different, but otherwise they have three categories currently to choose from, and that is low durability, medium durability, and high durability. And that is the reason for the difference in some of the crafting ingredients. The low durability ones consist of mainly, well, just very flimsy materials. Fairy wings, slime, butterflies, wings, angel wings. But if you go into the medium durability ones, you've got fire wings, evil wings, bat wings, and then of course the most durable, dragon wings. Now if I were to look at the recipe, let's take these fairy wings for instance. Gold ingots, fairy dust, diamond, and oxeye daisy, and a pink tulip. Not too bad. I mean, yes, you'll have to dig down and find these items. But where do I get the fairy dust from? That is obtained from fairy dust ore. Fairy dust ore obviously can be found deep in the underground, as well as some of this amethyst ore, which if you play Biomes of Plenty setup on your world generation, this might look something similar or sound like it is. But if you dig this one up, there you go, you get a little bit of the powder. Dig this one up, you get a little bit of the amethyst. Now, the uses for these. Obviously, the fairy dust is the core ingredient for all of the different wing sets. The amethyst is only used in one, the evil wings, which, similar to that, you've got bat blood, which in order to get that, you'll need two ingredients. One, bats. Two, glass bottle. Basically, you need to use a glass bottle on a bat. If you're fast enough. There we go. And the bat's fine, but you do get a bottle of its blood that you can use. Oh gosh, these darn guys. Forget you. I'm just going to spawn in some more. And then, there we go. And you can use these to make this, bat wings, which, as you can see, some of these will have specific ingredients for allowing you to make some of the different ones. So, like fire wings, for example, requires blaze powder. Therefore, you will have had to have gone into the nether, and so on. So how do these work? Primarily, they work very intuitively and simply. You will fly where you look, and at the speed at which you press forwards or backwards, as you would if you were walking. But in order to start flying, you need to press currently R. And you can see here, I just pressed it. I basically just did this like little flight animation and landed down. Now, here's the really big OP part of the wings. It's not necessarily the flight. It's the fact that while wearing them, you get immunity to fall damage. So that kind of is a thing. But that aside, if I am actually in the air and not just standing on the ground, when I press the R key, I can then start flying. Now, if I don't press forward, I will just slowly gloat down to the ground. So if I press up and in a different direction, I can fly around. I can speed it up by holding down control in this case to speed my flight. I can pull back on it to try and really slow myself down. Now, if I press the R key again, then I'll start going into a landing animation like you saw at the beginning. And that's pretty much how it works. Now you notice though that my food has gone down a little bit. That is the price at which this costs, is a little bit of food. You can see that my saturation is going down. My food reserves are slowly diminishing. Yes, you can eat while you're flying, so therefore it can be very strong. But if you run into the ground, or if you run into any solid surfaces within elytra, you would normally take damage. In this case, you just kind of land softly. It may look a little awkward, but otherwise you're fine. But here's what I did. I adjusted the configs because currently it doesn't use up very much food over time. It does use up some durability, as you can see, so you will have to actually make more of them. But if I were to put something like these blue butterfly wings on, these ones are set with a much stronger food rate that they are used with. So you can use them for some limited flight. As you can see, my food is already almost down to nothing. And I'm therefore forced to go into a landing animation before I even finished eating my food. Alright, so I'm back up again. But that did give me some limited flight. That's basically at 10 times the amount. Now if I go with 100 times the amount, these bat wings aren't going to be very useful. Yes, I can still land safely. You will fall at a slower rate while you have wings on. And if I were to just kind of, let's jump up on this, jump down R, and there we go, and I'm already starving. So yeah, that's at 100 times. And it can go up to 1,000 times as well. So you can adjust this so that it requires way too much, so that you can use it for just brief amounts, or so that you can use it with specific foods. In this case, I've got like the salty mod installed so that it can give me massive amounts of saturation in food at will. But you know, you could easily just customize things to the way you want. Plus, you can also change the customization of how often the ore pops up in the world, how where you find it, how many clusters you may find, and so on. It might just be that the durability on these things aren't going to last for whatever you have in mind. Now here's the extra cool part, is that it has a bobble workaround already in it. So if you wanted to wear this, plus some kind of chest plate armor, let's put on some diamond armor perhaps, you know, therefore you can wear this at the same time, and you can take off and fly while wearing armor. So you can wear these things in your bobble slot. And yes, you can actually attack things while you're in the air. You can try mining if you want, but it's really not going to work so good. But you can do flyby attacks on enemies and so on. Plus, you take this off, you'll regret it. You'll start falling. But I put it back on before I hit the ground, or else I would have died. So that's pretty much it. It's really, really aesthetic. Let me just do a really brief showcase of the different wings and what they look like. So I will give you guys a brief look. To start with, I've been wearing the angel wings, which are made very simply with some feathers, diamonds, gold, and so on. Now, you already saw the fairy wings, which I'm putting on now. Or rather, you didn't see those. You saw the angel wings. But there you go. We got the fairy wing animation. And when you are in the air with those, they will start like fluttering, sort of like a butterfly will. And therefore, several of these will actually do so in a similar manner. So let's grab these. We got the slime wings, which are made with some slime. In this case, it's showing buckets of slime, but that's because that's a quark thing. It's just any slime. Then you've got your blue butterfly wings, which I was wearing earlier. Then you've got your monarch butterfly wings, which also are very pretty. Your bat wings, which I was showing you earlier, can be crafted from some bat blood, which you really can't see these too well until you start flying with them. But they do have a similar texture to some of the other ones. Obviously, it's eating up all my food right now, though, due to the config options that I have installed. You've got your evil wings, which are made with emeralds, amethyst, which is one of those items you would need, and they're more or less just feathered wings that are more a dark texture, so you have kind of like black wings in this case. And then, of course, you've got your fire wings, which are just kind of a flamey variant of those as well. Those are made with some blaze powder. And then you've got your dragon wings, which just look really cool, and they use dragon's breath for the ingredients on those ones. Now, there is one other thing that I wanted to show, because I am a very fond user of the cosmetic armor mod, which, you know, is down here. And if I were to put something like this in that slot, it works to a point. For instance, I can't fly anymore because it's not in a usable slot. If I put the evil wings in here, then it will overwrite those. But if I use it for something else, let's say if I put something like butterfly wings in that slot, obviously those aren't going to work, but they will like freeze in place and yeah, not flutter like they're supposed to. So you're just going to want to make sure that you put them either there or in a bobble slot. So they're not really that good for cosmetic armor Because also if there's some kind of glitch in there where you see I've got the monarch butterfly ones in place. If I put something like evil wings in there, they show up as that as well. So they don't really work as well. There's nothing game breaking about it, but they aren't going to work as nicely with the cosmetic armor mod as before. So I hope that's been sufficient of a bit by bit for you guys. I know I've really been enjoying playing around with this. It's just so much fun to just fly around with this. It's really, really nice animations. It makes everything really smooth, and it's very, I don't know, immersive. It's highly configurable so that you can make it a little bit less powerful in your worlds, or a little bit more if you so desire. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others if you think that they'll enjoy this kind of content too. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.